All right, I got a serious confession to make, and I know the background's all messy here. I'm in the middle of a move. Instead of packing up boxes today and getting the move done, I spent the whole goddamn day watching YouTube. Okay, by the way, I'm Justin Hitt. I'm a marketer. I'm a publisher. I specialize in business development and risk management. It is a Monday. Now, last night I stayed up too late, and and today I just spent the whole day looking at social media. Now my phone, I never turned my phone on. Okay, so I didn't have a phone. I did make a couple phone calls this morning, did a little bit of writing, but I did not stay on track. I got I got deeply distracted by the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, watching YouTube videos. I went on my laptop upstairs. So I had lunch and I turned my laptop on. I felt like I just wasn't going to sit there in silence. So I wanted to turn just, I was typing earlier and I put the laptop up and then I start watching videos, but YouTube, I didn't want to log into YouTube because I like to periodically go and watch stuff on YouTube, not logged in because I want to see what everybody else is seeing. I don't want to be in my little bubble. And I got swamped with political ads, like just all kinds of drama garbage, thought videos, not like thought like thinking and improve your mental intelligence, but thought like in booty shaking. Okay. And I had to watch them. I had to watch them because I got tired of watching Kamala Harris videos or Trump videos or just the constant banter of news. Um, I know I guess it's cliche to say I'm being vulnerable here, but I want to say something because I've 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 lived in a state before where I didn't have a cell phone. Okay, so I had a bag phone back in the 90s. I'll tell you a little story. So when I was doing computer consulting, I had the Nokia and I had a Motorola. I had a Motorola bag phone too. They're 3 watts. Those things work everywhere. And I carry that around in my car. It had a handset, which is pretty nice. So I could just pick up a handset, just like being in the office, dial it on the back of there, go down the road like a 1980s genius. Now this is 1990s. And then smartphone, Palm Pilots came out, and then smartphones came out. But when the internet was on the phone, that's a distraction too. And I guess the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I feel disingenuous helping people be more productive with their marketing or their business development or reducing the risks associated with being online and publishing content or privacy law. I feel disingenuous because I literally, since the first time I've done it, I spent the whole damn day on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. None of this stuff was I was doing anything productive. In fact, I felt like, see, if there was a video, if there was a picture there, and I'm opening up my dashboard for rescue time. If that'll come up, it'll give me an idea how many hours I wasted of my life that I'll never get back. And then it feels like I'm kind of wasting it a little bit to record it. But again, I got this newsletters and stuff like that. So maybe I'm making up for lost time by sharing with you that over the last, well, we're just going to go in general here. In the last uh, 7 days. 7 days. Now, this is just tracking on my computer that I'm sitting at right now, not the I might track on the laptop, but not the mobile devices necessarily. I spent 12 hours, last 7 days, I spent 12 hours in Obsidian. That's good and productive work because Obsidian is where I'm doing my writing. I'm collecting ideas and thoughts. But even then, am I really productive writing or am I most productive publishing? Okay, so when I create content like what we're doing right now, this is content in some ways. I'm not all balled up and tearing, trying to make it dramatic and stuff, but I do feel genuinely bad that I spent, oh God, it's like 8 to 10 hours. It's almost 10 o'clock p.m. doing nothing. I haven't left the house. I took a shower yesterday, to be fair, and I'm not in my pajamas, to be fair, but geez, just brain rot. So the stats here in the last 21 days, just to narrow this down, because I don't want to go into a bunch of stats. You can't see my screen anyway. The total distraction time. Geez, this is depressing. Let me get a stat that's more specific, because that said personal and distraction time. There are times where I will sit on a computer and I have a voice over IP phone. I could be talking to my mom for 20, 30 minutes or an hour. I don't want that to be considered a distraction. So in the, let's say in 7 days, okay, we got 24 hours in a day. So 7 times 24. Really, we only have like 8 hours a day to work. So 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours for recreation. So 8 times, ideally we'd only work eight hours a day. So that's 7 days. That's 56 hours. I spent 16 hours on focused work. So if we're looking at a productivity rate, that's 16 hours divided by 56. So I have 28% of my time was productive. Now that's time I spent sitting in front of a computer, not away from the computer, not outside, not doing other stuff that's productive. And what I was looking for is my distraction time, which is now I'm all flustered. I'm all flustered because, okay, productivity. Okay, here we go. Last 7 days, I spent 7 hours and 55 minutes at this computer doing distracting work. Distractions. It's not even work. It's just distractions. Distractions. Now, I spent 27 hours of focused work. You would think if I'm sitting in front of a computer, I might get at least 30 hours of productive. I guess that's kind of sad too, when you think about it. To sit in front of a computer for 40 hours. I don't know. When I work for some of my clients, I can end up in front of a computer. Sometimes they'll even send me a computer, but I'll end up in front of the computer for at least 8 to 9 hours a day, and that's depressing. That's depressing. So the whole reason I'm here though is to get to and hopefully this is a useful tip and exercise, is that to break myself out of this zombie-like state where my brain is literally decomposing and I'm all hunched over and slobber coming out, metaphorically, and to overcome, I guess, this guilt of wasting the whole goddamn day on YouTube or on social media, and to also prepare you for an announcement that's coming up. I had to break myself out of that cycle. So first off, if you notice yourself eating at your desk or eating in front of the computer, then that's a sign something's not right. Okay. Now I know I'm in the middle of a move, so my radio, my music's not here anymore. I don't have something for background sounds that I can kick on. So I kind of have to sit at the computer, and as we're here in the background, this is Susie the Banshee. I'm only going to play a little tiny bit. Usually I just play some music in the background when I'm working at my desk. And so the music in the background kind of helps fill up some of those cycles. And then if you are thinking about goals, because I wasn't watching all this video because I'm a bad person. I was watching this video because I didn't have something specific of value to do. So I just use this to fill in the time. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation, but sometimes we just get in a habit that we sit down at our computer, we open up YouTube, then we open up whatever work we're doing, and then some videos are playing in the background. Let's replace the videos playing in the background with some music, any kind of music you want. Now, preferably music that doesn't have a lot of words in it, because the cognitive part of the brain that deals with language is also the part of the brain you're going to use if you're writing words on page or you're having conversation. And of course, if we're doing a video like this, I certainly can't be playing music in the background because there's copyright issues. There's other liability associated with that. So I just have to be aware that I pause that music and then can pick it up in the background to kind of give me that distraction. It does drown out the dog barking down the street or the neighbor mowing their grass, but ultimately It keeps you in that zone of work. Now, if you find yourself watching YouTube videos, you can ask the question, where's the profit in this? Now, there were a couple videos I saw today that I took notes about, and I'll real quick share some of those notes because they were valuable notes. So, for example, I watched a video by Ryan Lee that talked about how to deliver value for your subscribers, and that's going to benefit you directly because I had some ideas come up about how I can get you 10, 15, 20, $30,000 in value. Now, if you're getting 27 hours of productive time in the last 7 days, and you really think you ought to be getting 32, so 32 times 27, that's 5 hours of value. If what I'm sharing with you here today can help you reclaim those 5 hours, then times your billing rate, $150 an hour, it's $750 in value. Now, you might be saying, well, Justin, my billing rate is not $150 an hour. And so when I watch videos, there's no opportunity cost because I wasn't earning that much. And so let's flip the switch. Could you be earning that much if you did something else with your time rather than watching the videos? I saw another video about kind of how there's this victim mentality. And so that caught my attention because it's related to, well, there's two factors it's related to. There's a victim mentality that's part of a social control that very often governments will use to control people and kind of keep them in line and keep them so fearful and busy that they don't rebel. That's relevant to a book that I'm finishing off about how to turn around a bad government. And then there's another factor, which is about how our food system is actually more like rations, and we're more like livestock than free individuals because very often policy dictates the food and the pharmaceuticals that we can put into our body. And through that, many times people aren't aware of the natural foods that are available. And that's similar to my a draft program we have that I'm putting together, humans as livestock. Now, again, that's inside strategic relations. That's more about policy and risk management, how to manage organizations in changing times. And so those two things are relevant, but really there were a lot of distracting videos in there. And it's by design. I tell you, it's by design because the social media platform, they measure their success by how long you stay on the platform. And so this little cord on the headset's getting to me. I got to hold it up here in the air like that. No. And so YouTube is not showing me the videos that are going to expand my consciousness. They're not going to show me the videos that are going to show me both sides of the story unless it's all drawn out. They're going to show me the videos that are controversial, that feed to our animalistic needs, or innate desires as humans to kind of like, reinforce our social bubble. And I'm deliberately not doing that because I want to see other perspectives. I want to understand what other people are doing and how things work. And so I got to keep bringing myself back. So what do we do? What do we do to get back? Well, I'm actually considering cutting off, from a network perspective, all YouTube, all social media, whether it's LinkedIn or anything like that, and then doing what's called a syndication model. So I would develop, like, for example, I'm recording this video right now. I would take this video and I would have a window of time which I could upload it to the internet, or I would share it with somebody who's external, who maybe has better executive control, but more self-discipline or whatever perception others might put upon you when they hear that you've surfed the internet mindlessly for 8 to 10 hours. I guess I do feel a little bit of shame. That's why I'm talking to you here today, but I'm hoping that my experience will help you see that this is not a productive behavior, even though there were times I'm like staring at the screen. I really do think there's some mind control going on in there. I'm staring at the screen going, I should be doing something else. I could be doing something else. And then finally I was like, boom, I am doing something else. So how do we break out of that zombie-like atmosphere where we're constantly being fed all the wonderful things that we want to see, and our friends are talking to us, and and it's a funny video, and it's a movie summary and a critique of a movie, and that was very interesting. but we didn't get the core things that we'd love to get done that help us move forward, help us create better results. We have to snap out of it. We have to snap out of it. We have to snap out of it. We have to have the change in physiology, as Tony Robbins would talk about. And we have to get up. And one of the things that I did is I got up and I stretched, opening up the chest. Now, when I sit here and talk to you guys, my sinuses get all clogged up. I need to get a stand in the new studio. We're going to have a place for me to stand up and talk to you guys so that I can keep that airflow going. I can get that excitement in there, and I can get my energy level up, and my sinuses could clear out so that I can actually breathe. Oh. But you got to break that cycle. And we break that cycle by getting up and taking a walk. We break that cycle by getting up and doing some exercise. We break that cycle by stretching our vision, looking around the room, and allowing ourselves to be distracted from the distraction. So if I'm watching a YouTube video and I'm distracted to go exercise, that exercise, even though it's a procrastination, even though it's not packing boxes, even though it's not cleaning up the house like I'm supposed to be doing, it is more valuable to my long-term well-being because it's going to oxygenate the brain. It's going to help balance the dopamine and serotonin levels that are being manipulated. A lot of these companies are purposely manipulating. I was watching short videos, okay? Literally, if you're swiping shorts, there's no rhyme or reason about what they're going to show you next other than what's going to keep you swiping. Okay, I don't need to see a video about people ringing a doorbell and being weird. I don't, but my brain does. My brain's like, oh my God, we got to watch. What's next? What's next? Oh, that's awesome. I did write about this in another way. There's a casino concept where the swipe, the win, it's a different type of chemical. The swipe, the win flushes your system. And so you just kind of have to snap out of it. Now, when you snap out of it, we want to move towards whatever our stated objective goals are. And if you don't have those, then write something down. Write something down. What is it that you should be doing or ought to be doing or will be doing? And you don't want to shit on yourself like Tony Robbins talks about. You don't want to, you're kind of doing whatever you're going to do, but there are some things that if you did, I'm not Kamala Harris's speechwriter, but if you did these things, you would feel better. You would have a sense of accomplishment. You would have the same dopamine release that you get when you see the next booty on the screen, or you see the next joke on the screen, or you see the next guy fall off his bike on the screen. But the dopamine hit would be more with better clarity, and there would be serotonin afterwards because dopamine converts to serotonin when you exercise, because you're doing something more meaningful, and you will, instead of having a spike of dopamine and need another hit, you're going to have this swoop. It's kind of, I guess it kind of goes up and stays with you a little bit because you're seeing the evidence. Like if I was filing papers and I see my desk is super clean and the receipts in front of me are all filed and the video's published or whatever, and I'm really moving forward, and the goals and objectives that I have, then I get a little bit better hit. Now, again, I understand in that short term, I understand that they're constantly pulling you back. Like one thing I can't figure out is in my email, I keep getting Facebook alerts every time somebody mentions my name or whatever. And then I unsubscribe from those and then they come right back. I guess if I haven't been at the website for a certain amount of time, it will invite me back, because it just kind of keeps sucking you back in. So let me get to the announcement. So I gave you a few tips. You want to break the cycle. You want to replace behavior. Don't beat yourself up too much. It's designed for addiction. You want to write out in the beginning of the day the things that you want to do that day or the accomplishments that you're going to achieve that day. And it's physical, so you don't have to sit down at the computer and do it. When you do sit down at the computer, you can use some music for the background. And again, if you're in coaching or something, we can talk specifically for your needs, because everybody's outcomes are a little bit different. What they desire to achieve is a little bit different. But what I'm looking at doing, now I found out that if we completely block, because there's a lot of stuff blocked on my network. If we completely block social media, a lot of websites break. And so That's not good. But I'm looking at a way that I can either take a digital detox day or two. And so I go hang out with the goats all day and there'll be no technology. And that's something that I'm seriously considering. And um, the other thing is how do we block all this stuff? So YouTube has some value. Rumble has some value. BitChute has some value. Um, if I have a craving for the video, then how do we replace that craving or substitute that craving with something more valuable? Because if I block YouTube, I'll just go watch Rumble. If I block Rumble, I'll go watch BitChute. And everything else is already blocked. You know, we don't want to be out on some other platform that is inappropriate for our long-term benefits. Because again, if watching social media and dance videos and all the stuff they put out in front of you is enticing and causes dopamine hits, there's a lot more on the internet out there that can triple that up, double that up. And if you're not happy with your productivity because you've got, you know, some TNA distractions, then full-blown pornography or fight videos or you know, sports recaps are not going to be moving you forward. And then there's even times where I'm like watching a video that's educational, it's a productive video, but there's probably something else better I should be doing. Or I should focus 100% on the video and take notes so that I can implement what I'm seeing on the video. Again, let's not talk about what we ought to do, not what we should do. Let's take the chance, the moment, the second, the snap to just do. And sometimes it means taking a break, getting up off from the computer. But I do think I think controls are necessary because again, I stayed up really late last night. As we talked about in the Get Better Sleep program, if you're not sleeping well, you're going to have this brain fog, and you're going to have a reduced levels of dopamine, higher levels of cortisol. I do touch the belly because of that, because you're going to end up with some weight gain, and you're going to have just this cloudy. Oh, I'm yawning right now. This cloudy desire to fill in a gap and zombified state where you're no threat to the government. You're no threat to yourself. You're just sitting there until you can jack yourself up on some caffeine or some amphetamines or whatever's necessary for you to show up to work and push the buttons like you a good little slave. So if you'd like to break free of the matrix, it's almost like an artificial world that we're in. Because for some people, it's video games. For some people, it's social media. For some people, it's video sites. For some people, it is pornography and other things like that. If you want to break free of these things and reach peak performance in your business, so this is only for entrepreneurs, high-income professionals, people who have a subject matter expertise or they're running some kind of services business, then contact me in the comments below and visit me at www.justinhit.com. And if you want to, what I'm going to put together is what's called an accountability group. And we're going to exchange some ideas and stuff, but we're going to hold each other accountable. And in some cases, we might even do some co-working sessions. But if you need help in copywriting, marketing, business development and stuff, we can actually even interview each other. So rather than being a consumer of content, because I do recognize the value of putting content out there, but rather than being a consumer of content, we can produce some content of value. And maybe we can help people get off those platforms and into a world where they can get, create and keep profitable customers, where they can achieve more in a few months than others achieve in a lifetime, so that you can get the results that you're looking for without the distractions. And again, too, I have a piece of property that we're setting up a retreat center, because the digital detox has been requested by a few of my clients. So they would rather spend 15, 20 minutes talking with me on the phone than watching 2 or 3 hours of my videos or my audio. And so if I get everybody on a group, we have a group coaching call. We get everybody on the group coaching call. If somebody asks their questions, we answer their questions. We go through the methodologies that I teach here. I might recommend a book or a program that as a member, we just give you a copy of it. And then people are spending more time implementing. Now, again, if I was editing descriptions of my videos on YouTube, that would have been a productive activity. But just being on YouTube itself, watching videos and watching pretty much whatever showed up in my playlist, it's not productive. But again, I am going to end the day by doing something about it, which is recording this video, and then I'm going to publish this video right away, because if it can just help one person out there, then I will be happy that it's helped you. And then if you like to get together, if you're a business professional, an entrepreneur, somebody who's a knowledge worker, and you'd like to get together on this cohort that I'm putting together, just put in the comments below, digital detox. Digital detox. I'm going to get you information about how to get better sleep. I'm going to get you information in details on how to be more productive each day without sitting on the computer all day. I'll give you some information and resources about how to get recharged, re-energized, to get focused. And then most importantly, how to get back on track when you fall off the wagon, like I did yesterday and today. It's just, I'm even tired thinking about it. Comments below. Put digital detox in the comments and I'll send you a link where you can contact me, ask specific questions, find out about this cohort. And then, so this particular group we get together will be 7 to 9 people, no charge. It's no charge. If you're spending time, so we're going to hold each other accountable, but if you're spending time putting on the table 3 to 5 things you're going to complete that week, and then when we check in the next week, you can share those successes. I think it's going to be motivational for everybody involved. If you want to do more, yes, I've got consulting, I've got coaching and stuff like that, but I really think this cohort can get folks. Oh my God, I just felt like I was, I've never done crack before, but imagine crack is something you want to keep doing. And I kept scrolling. My finger is just scrolling. And that's not where I wanted to be. So thanks for being a part of this. This is my Inside Strategic Relations newsletter, and a honest and vulnerable, I don't know, it's kind of mixed emotions. I look kind of stupid by saying, oh, I can teach you how to be more productive. But then I just spent 2 days, really late last night, I guess till 3 o'clock in the morning is almost like a whole 8 hours yesterday. And then today, at least 8 hours doing absolutely nothing of value until I snapped out of it. So I got a video recorded that I need. I don't need to do any of this stuff, but I got a video recorded for my ad briefings members. And then I've got this for you guys on Inside Strategic Relations. So now I can go to sleep. After we upload this video, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to relax, and I'm going to turn off all the computers. Not the servers and the disk array or anything, but I'll turn off all the computers. And then tomorrow, after I feed the goats, I'm going to pack some stuff up in boxes. Again, I'm Justin Hitt with Inside Strategic Relations, where I help you transform business relationships into profits guaranteed. And this cohort of 7 to 9 individuals, don't put your contact information below, but just say you're interested below, and I'll send you a link to my website so that you can join us. And it's pretty informal. There's nothing to spend, but it's about holding each other accountable. It's about achieving results. And if you're a subject matter expert, I'll even give you some access to some materials so that you can increase your authority in the marketplace. Really just get more meaningful work done. Thanks for being here. See you in the next one. Justin Hitt.